Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and had a really good weekend. Somehow it's September already. I'm not sure where August came and went, to be honest. But yeah, the start of a new month, and certainly plenty of positivity here. Hoping for a really good September. We did actually end August on a real high with a really good weekend. On Saturday, it was the premium tip and the next best bet both landed. Yesterday, a really quiet day of action, and just gave out the one tip which ran at the Curragh, and that was a winner at 5-2, backed into 5-4. Small bit of rule 4, I think, on that, meaning it was probably around about a 2-1 winner, but certainly no complaints for us. Ended what was at times a really good August, and at times a really frustrating one, but did end it on a high, and the month saw some small profit, which is always good. Want some big profit this month, though, hoping that September can be a really good month for us. Notoriously a bit of a tough month, whereas it's flat racing still completely taking centre stage, but the weather can start to get a little bit or take a little bit of a turn for the worse, and you can get some really testing ground, which as a general rule not too many flat horses like, but sometimes that can also mean that you can rule out some of those at the top of the market, and the ground really does become more key, which I'd say in the summer months, although it's fairly key, you're usually looking at some sort of goodish ground, and usually the best horse wins. And maybe in September it might be a month where those best horses on paper don't actually do the business, but that's for another day. We've got decent ground through most of the country today, and if the weather stays dry, which you never know, it might just do, then we could be looking at some of these real summer fast ground horses competing for a while yet. So yeah, going to be a decent video today. I think we'll have a look. We've already gone through how we got on yesterday with just that one premium tip winner. There's also a chance for you to get some questions in if you have got any. Remember, you can there is a Q&A session on this video that you can join in if you want to. That's absolutely fine. Or you can get in touch via Facebook on facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. Alternatively, you can always send me an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk, and I'll do my best to reply to you as soon as possible. As I said, plenty for us to get stuck into today. Not the worst day of racing, to be honest. There's racing from Leicester there and Brighton. They're both on the flat, and then at Huntington they've got a jumps card, which isn't the worst, and then also at Roscommon over in Ireland as well. No real evening. Roscommon's in the evening, but it's starting around about 4 o'clock, and you'll see that those evening meetings start to die out a little bit now, other than at places like Kempton and Wolverhampton with the floodlights, of course. But yeah, it's going to be most of those races taking place as the nights draw in. Those races are going to be taking place during the day. So yeah, any questions, do feel free to get them in, whether that's about anything that happened last month, or if you got any questions about any races coming up today or tomorrow or this weekend, anything like that, please do feel free. So 4 meetings taking place today, and we do have a premium tip, a next best bet, a little earner, and then just the one point win only single. And throughout September, I think myself became a bit sort of bogged down with thinking that 5 horses was how we go, and it was a fairly strict regime there. I think we need to be a little bit more free and a little bit more open-minded. And if some days there are 7, 8 horses that catch my eye, then there'll be the premium tip, the little earner, and the next best bet. But then maybe 4 or 5 1 point win only singles. I don't see any reason why we can't do that, because so often the short list gets dabbed down, and maybe those ones that have been left on there don't do the business, and the ones that were taken off do. And yeah, I think maybe just a little bit more open-minded there. On days where there's lots of racing, I think there's no reason why we can't give a few more tips. But today, just 4 horses that took my premium tip, next best bet, little earner, and a 1 point win only single. So we'll look at that premium tip to begin with, and that goes in the 240 at Leicester, and it's Fingal's Cave. Was a 7-4 shot when first tipped this morning, and has been backed into 5-4. I think if you really do hunt around a bit, you might just get 11-8 with a few bookmakers. But do make sure you are going best odds guaranteed. I'd advise taking 5-4 with a best odds guaranteed bookmaker than the 11-8 with one that isn't offering that best odds guaranteed, just because sometimes it happens so often. Of course, we've got a lot of members, and if everyone lumps on this premium tip, which I'd imagine a few are after it's won the last 2 days in a row, that can mean that the horse really shortens in the morning, and that can be a good bit of market confidence, no doubt about that. But it can then, at 5-4, I think that's a price that many might look like the look of laying this horse, and wouldn't be surprised if by the time we get underway in terms of racing, this you could go off around about the 7-4 mark. Again, that can happen. Might get backed into odds on. You never quite know, but do go with a best odds guaranteed bookmaker, I would suggest there. So yes, second in his last 4 runs actually has Singles Cave, so it's been a bit frustrating to follow, but I think actually those performances have been fairly decent, and I think it's just been beaten by some better horses, and you know, I think there's plenty of excuses for the horse. I think the best performances have come on fairly quick ground, which it is today. I think it's good to firm in places, and that could dry out a little bit more, and I think that's where the best of this horse's performance has come, but has put in some decent seconds on a good to soft surface as well, so even if there was a bit of rain, it wouldn't be too much of a negative. I think this is certainly a winnable race for Fingal's Cave. I think he's not one of those horses I think that doesn't want to win. I just think that he's, you know, just hasn't quite been good enough to get his nose in front at the moment, but I think today looks to be his day. The market is a really positive sign as well, as I said, for this horse, and yeah, hopefully he can give us that hat-trick of premium tip wins. Fingal's Cave in the 2-4 Leicester, currently a 5-4 shot from 7-4 this morning. The next best bet for today, that goes in the 420 at Huntington, and it's our tip here, sorry, is Dr. Dalwhinnie, and that's currently at 15, or currently at 2-1. That's from 7-2 this morning when first tipped, and there's been a little bit of confidence for this horse, but the 15-8 favourite has been declared a non-runner, so there will be a bit of rule 4 on those bets that you did get at 7-2, and of course now the horse has a much better chance of winning. I like the look of him at 7-2, and that was a favourite I really did fancy taking on, so that's a bit frustrating that it has been withdrawn, but with that, if the favourite was a justified favourite, we now of course do have a much better chance of winning with that horse out of the race. I would imagine it's going to be around about the 10-3 mark, maybe 3-1, yeah, probably about 3-1 on maybe 5-2, 11-4, maybe something like that. Once the rule 4, if you did get that 7-2, but I'll work that out. Hopefully, that's something we have to be working out because the horse wins. This horse has been so far as has put in some decent performances. Actually, has been close in the last 3 runs, and obviously has a much better chance, as I said, with that favourite being withdrawn. Has been 2nd, 3rd and 4th in last 3 runs, so it's been going close, and I think should go well today. Runs for Donald McCain and has Wilson Rennick on board. I think conditions look to be suited for this horse as well as the trip today, and I just think there's plenty going in this horse's favour, and that yeah, looks to be good value for the win, or did certainly at 7-2, and now at that 2-1. Probably not the price I'd have put up if this horse was at 2-1 this morning. I would have thought that was maybe a little bit short, but yeah, certainly has a great chance of winning now, and yeah, I think that this one can do the business there. So that's the next best bet, 420 at Huntington. That one there. So the little earner, that goes in the 330 at Brighton, and it's the Dapper Tapper, and this horse currently at 7-1. That's from 8-1 when first tipped this morning. Last 2 runs haven't been great from this horse, have been 5th on both of those occasions, but if you actually look at them, you can see why the horse has perhaps been in 5th and not put in 2 good performances. One of the races came over a distance of 7 furlongs, which I think was a trip that this horse just didn't see out and didn't enjoy that step up at all, and the other was on good to soft ground, and I don't think that's the kind of surface that this horse enjoys. Today we're going over 6 furlongs and on good to firm, or on good ground that might even be a little bit quicker than that, so certainly has conditions and trip in this horse's favour as well. A track like Brighton, a bit of a course specialist one. Now, you couldn't call this horse a course specialist as he's only raced it once, but that one performance did come on debut, and the horse was 2nd by a neck on that day, and so clearly, you know, does enjoy this track, or is likely to enjoy this track, and there's no concerns about the sort of undulations of the course or anything like that. Also, Adam Kirby, the man booked on board, and I think he's right up there with the best jockeys around here in the UK, and certainly a man that I like to follow. So that's the little earner. I think it's got a really good chance today. Wouldn't be surprised if this horse went a little bit shorter in the market. Currently a bit of support, a bit of a nibble, I think would be the way to describe it. 7-1 from 8-1. Just the 1 point win only single today, and that comes in the 220 at Huntington, and it's Volcanic Jack, currently around about the 11 to 2 mark. So hopefully that can do the business for us today as well. So plenty of value out there, I think, for us today. Hoping for a really good day. Obviously, the markets, as I said, speaking positively in the way of the premium tip and the little earner. The next best bet, shame about that there is going to be some rule fall, but it will still be some healthy returns if that comes in, and hopefully we can make it 3 really profitable days on the trot and look for that hat trick of the premium tip wins as well. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. There'll be once again at 11 AM tomorrow. I'm sure many of you are going to be glued to your screens watching transfer deadline day today as well. I've had it on for about 2 hours and I think I'm already sick of it. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. As I said, there'll be one tomorrow, but that's it for today. Hope that you've enjoyed it, and yeah, let's hope that we can have a really good day at the races and take those bookies to the cleaners once more. Thank you for watching. Let's get September off to a flyer. Thanks. Bye-bye.